I'm Curtis Anderson here on the beach at Waskesui, Prince Albert National Park, right on the edge of the Great Boreal Forest. This place right here is Saskatchewan's largest natural attraction, and rightfully so. When recapping the area's rich heritage, the only logical place to start is with this gentleman right here. Yep, that's Canada's first well-known conservationalist, the legendary grey owl. G.O. is a native environmentalist author who built his now famous and still standing cabin up in Prince Albert National Park's Ajawan Lake. But here's where it gets interesting. After that pesky pneumonia took his life in 1938, people dug a little deeper into his past and realized grey owl was a fraud. Yep, everyone's favorite First Nations nature lover wasn't of Aboriginal descent at all. Real name? Archibald Bolaney, an English First World War sniper. At the time, the revelation was, to say the least, devastating.
And so a lot of people were really upset, and they threw a lot of things away. But the park at least had the insight to catalog everything that was in the cabin. So we were able to use pictures and these itemized accounts to bring this back to life.
But hey, if stories of playing pretend aren't your thing, don't worry. Being the only town in the entire park, Waskesui pretty much has to have it all. A collection of unique souvenir and clothing shops begin where the never-ending sandy beaches end, a feature that sends the Saskatites to the lake in droves. And for those rainy days, built in 1958, this right here is one of Canada's first twin cinemas.
A lot of moms and dads bring their kids here for the first time, and there's been a number of generations been through the doors here over the last 40, 50 years.
Oh, did someone say something about golf? Check this out. In 1935, only 7 years after developing Banff Springs 18 holes, the famous Canadian architect Stanley Thompson himself designed this, Waskesui's legendary Lobstick. While the course continually makes headlines with rare occurrences such as two golf buddies sinking holes in one on the same day, it's things like the guaranteed wildlife sightings that cements the stick as one of Saskatchewan's top courses.
It's kind of a historic site, so there's lots of character associated with the golf course. It's a very family-friendly golf course, as well as being a suitable golf course to those looking for a championship-style golf course.
I know by this point you're saying, hey, sign me up. How can I purchase a snazzy little summer home in Waskesui? Well, I'll spare you the long-winded explanation about supply and demand and just say this. Good luck. Recent regulations make it nearly impossible for town expansion, and as a result, a tiny cabin now costs more than your regular home. But don't let that stop you from visiting. The town is bursting with rental cabins and campsites. Yeah, it's hard to believe it was 80 years ago since William Mackenzie King stated, and I quote, "Of the many interesting features of my present visit to Western Canada, I can assure you that none has appealed to me more strongly than the prospect of seeing with my own eyes this new link to the splendid system of national parks which Parliament has set aside for the enjoyment of present and future generations of the Canadian people."
Well, Prince Albert National Park is part of our national park system, and people know when they come here that it's protected and it's going to be here for them when they come back with their kids, their grandkids, and probably forever.
For Strauss Herb's Big Summer, I'm Curtis Anderson.